Hello everybody, this is pt.8 and welcome back to some more Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Turnabout Serenade. In the previous episode, we had uncovered a couple more interesting facts in this case. Number one, we found out that Maki Tobai is not blind. He can actually see. And as a result, number two, we found out the reason for Lamore and Maki's act the entire time. We assume, or we have come to the conclusion, that the one who is blind is actually Lamore. And three, we found a mysterious ID number, an Interpol member number, in the blood that was being smeared off. A lot of things in this case, and as we're waiting for the results on that ID number, we're going to ask Lamore about this whole situation. If you'd like to see, leave a like down below, comment if you have anything to say, subscribe to me if you haven't already, share with your friends so they can join in on this adventure. And investigation. Whatever. It's an adventure.
Lamore, it pains me deeply to call you before us again in this way. Yet I must. Please do not be concerned on my behalf.
Those eyes. She really can't see? Really?
It is true. How funny it is that a tiny light born in the Bourguignon countryside would one day grow to entangle the entire world. Yes, as I mentioned before, I have no memory of the time before I became Lamore. Know too that my memories begin in darkness. The word light has no meaning for Lamore.
But wait.
May recall me saying something towards the beginning of the trial forehead.
What's that?
I believe I said it was unfortunate this crime had no direct witnesses.
Ah.
Now, Lamore, I must ask you to stand once more. Will you testify to the court about your eyes? Of course. It was never my intent to deceive any of you. May I begin, Your Honor?
Of the court. I'll admit, I'm a little lost here.
I think we're all a little lost, Your Honor. Lamore's eyes.
I have no memory of the light. I debuted in the world of darkness and sound. My producer came up with my PR line before he knew this. So silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others.
But what is the murder trial?
I apologize. It was part of my contract, you see. To keep my blindness a secret no matter what. Music is everything for me. I never imagined something like this would.
So it's the truth in the beginning. She said that she saw nothing.
I'd like to cross-examine. But what is there left to ask? There's one thing in her testimony that bothered me.
It's best we let you get it out of your system. Someday you'll come to understand the importance of thinking before yourself.
Okay,
there's only one part that bothered me. Just let me ask about that and I'll be happy.
No memory of the word light. Debuted in the world of darkness and sound. My producer came up with my PR line before he knew this. So silly as that may sound, I had to pretend I could see.
That's so. Was that to protect your image as the landscape painter in sound?
That does not matter so much to me, really. But the label is quite concerned about it, I think.
Landscape painter can't see. It's like a pianist can't play, huh? I'm not sure you can compare your father to Lamore.
This world of commercial music is filled with these little white lies. Nothing is sacred when it comes to publicity. One of my staff knew, of course, but no others.
When you say your staff, do you include Mr. Letou?
Of course, he was my manager.
So he knew. And that's what's been bugging me.
Something wrong with the doctor?
If I know what's bothering our young defense attorney. You're thinking of when you discovered the body, yes?
Is he right, Apollo? Yes, I was. When he named her as a witness? So Two told me to ask the witness and he named you. Why would he do that? He knew you were blind.
I don't know. But I just say, you need to learn to think for yourself.
Meaning what?
There's no mystery here if you recall everything he said. Think of his last words one more time.
What the fire? We're told by no time.
Remember them well myself, but that statement is not what I refer to. I mean what he said before that.
Before? What came before that? Duh!
That's right, I tried to tell you. When he said can't see, he wasn't talking about himself. He was talking about the witness.
What for?
The defense did not. Well, forehead, try relaxing and looking at the facts first next time.
Duh! Water!
Colimore's earlier testimony. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it.
But it couldn't point to sunlight. I thought we proved that.
It's not the most important point here. The moment he was shot, Mr. Letou witnessed her through that window. Well, that's what he named her as the witness. But I really didn't hear them. 2 gunshots in the man's voice. Fortunately, such a thing was impossible. The window was closed. Nobody ran a simulation, of course. But it was so clear. If I heard that voice again, I would know it in an instant.
Your Honor! Couldn't do any doctor here. The results back from the investigation.
The Interpol number Mr. Letou left us.
That's right. What plan? Ask Interpol about that number. I'm sure you'll find their answer intriguing. Thank you. This Windows thing comes up at the most awful times.
Work as always, Darian.
Talk about the number. ip.8 The agent registered under this number was Romain Letou.
What?
Our undercover Interpol agent was Mr. Letou himself, who was apparently in the middle of an operation. So when he wrote those letters, he was trying to tell us his own identity, and of course his killer tried to wipe him away. Mr. Letou was an undercover Interpol agent. So him being Lamar's the manager was just a cover, most likely. It's one other important detail I found.
Well, out with it.
Concerns the .45 caliber revolver, the murder weapon. Apparently it belonged to Romain Letou. He had an Interpol permit to carry firearms, and the registration number on the revolver matched.
The victim was killed with his own weapon, which makes sense. It's hard to imagine someone who was an Interpol agent with such a large revolver.
So the victim was an Interpol agent on an undercover op. Wonder how that ties into everything. It's gotta tie in somehow, you'd think. Yeah, somehow. No problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading now.
Wait!
Mama?
That voice just now. Darian? Mr. Darian, is it? It was him. I am sure of it.
It was him?
You aren't saying! That voice I heard talking to Mr. Letou when I heard the gunshots fired. It was him. It was Mr. Darian. Is this some kind of joke?
What? No way. courtroom fell into such a chaotic state the trial had to be suspended temporarily. I've never seen that happen before. Of course, it's not every day you get an accusation like that one. A more fingering daring crescent. Not only is he a guitarist, he's a detective. Could it really have been his voice Lamar heard? Things were changing fast, and frankly, I wasn't sure I could keep up with it. Hey, no wiping out now, Apollo. Oh, shit. Alright. Oh. Not temporarily, just for the day. Alright. July 9th, 2:12 p.m. right in the agency. Hey, Apollo. What?
Well, you know. Actually nothing. I mean something, or maybe not.
Out with it! The suspension's giving me an ulcer.
Well, you know, the trial today, I was thinking, if you gave it a score, what score would you give it?
Score? Gee. I guess I would, or maybe, well... I'm just as bad as you.
See, it's so vague.
Clearly. Maki avoided a guilty verdict, which is something. Though I can't say I'm any less confused about the case. I asked him to pull about that number. Sure you'll find the answer intriguing. This is exactly what I said before, but it's a Romain Latou. And the victim, Mr. Latou. Who would have guessed he was actually an undercover Interpol agent? What a mess. We don't have any idea what he was investigating.
Well, true, but we know who shot him now. Lamar told us the whole court.
Wait, that voice just now. It was him, I'm sure of it. That voice I heard talking to Mr. Latou when I heard the gunshots fired. It was him, it was Mr. Darien.
It's another mystery, Apollo. I love mysteries.
I don't. Speaking of mysteries, what's Mr. Wright up to? I wouldn't mind asking his opinion.
Now that you mention it, I haven't seen Daddy around.
Was he some kind of stray that wanders in and out at will?
I wouldn't say that, but he's been going out a lot. Some top secret mission, he said.
Top secret?
Anyway, you can't just rely on him to save the day. And you've got me to help you. We'll be fine.
Fine. Right. Well, time's a wasted, as they say. Let's investigate.
That's the spirit.
Okay. Alright, we're just getting thrown right into investigation day 2. July 9th, Detention Center Visitors Room. Maki may not be guilty, but he's still a suspect.
They don't have any decisive evidence.
Yeah, but only someone as small as him could have gotten out of that room.
Right. The air vent.
And he lied.
Lied?
Maki can see.
Maki!
Speak to the devil.
He looks like he's doing okay.
I forget. Why did we come here? It's not like we could talk to him or anything.
Words are overrated. Feelings are what matter, Apollo.
It's kind of hard to build a court case on feelings. But since we're here anyway, might as well get what I want to say off my chest.
Need someone to complain to, I'll listen.
She's actually worried for me.
So what did you think of the trial today? I'm glad he doesn't understand English after all. If he did, he would have been scared out of his mind by that trial.
Hey, all's well that ends well. You have to be more goal-oriented. If he's not guilty, we win.
Now if he's innocent, we win. Maki might not understand English, but I bet he gets that better than you do.
Huh?
I'm glad Lamar testified. What a great person. She even got Maki off the hook by naming another suspect.
Darien of the Gaviniers. The detective. I wonder if Maki knows what happened. I mean, if he could follow how the trial went at all. No one told him there was a new suspect. How would he know?
Hey, what is it, Apollo?
No, it's nothing. I must be imagining it.
Imagining what, Apollo?
It's just, I couldn't help but feel that, I don't know, Maki, he doesn't understand what we're saying, right?
How could he? He's a young Burgundian. He doesn't speak English.
Yeah, but my bracelet is reacting to him.
Maybe it's malfunctioning? Or it's scared because you keep making those I'm so mad faces.
Was I that bad? Maki lied about not being able to see. But what if that's not all he lied about? Curious about it. There's only one thing to do. You should ask him. I think it'll take something big to catch him. Some kind of undeniable evidence. We'll be back, Maki. So Maki, you can see, right? Maki can see and Lamar can't. The whole world's going topsy-turvy. Sorry, Apollo. I don't think we're going to get any information out of Maki. Which makes sense. Yeah, I guess it does. Okay, so this is gonna be at the end of the day then. Blind Accusation Coliseum. Whoa, what a great day! It's perfect weather for sleuthing. Weather matters for an investigation. Don't some days just feel like magic days or defense days? Sure. Let's get started, shall we? Right on. Show us your stuff, Apollo. What stuff? Your voice training. This is a perfect place for it. I did enough at home, thanks. Aw, there's no need to be shy. Keep that up and you'll never make it on the big stage. I have you in the courtroom, thank you. I am a lawyer. And you're in luck, because it's lawyer weather today. Don't you just want to face the blue sky and shout objection? Look, the weather has nothing to do with lawyers. Let's get going already. Line 9 backstage hallway. Hello, Lamar.
Mr. Attorney.
Lamar! I'm sorry about today.
There's nothing you need to apologize for. You were merely defending Maki.
Are you okay? Alone, I mean.
Humans are blessed with 5 senses. Even robbed of one, we get by. Though it does make being a witness rather difficult.
Speaking of seeing, you knew who we were before we spotted you just now. And we weren't even talking.
I heard your footsteps several times the day before.
Oh. You must have great ears. Ears that heard the crime scene taking place. Or so she claimed yesterday. But how? That was quite a statement you made today in court. About hearing Darian Crescen's voice at the scene of the crime.
I did not know his name, but I never forget the voice. As I said in court, I was on my way backstage from the stage. That was when I heard his voice.
Guessing Darian and Mr. 2 were talking about something?
The next moment I heard these gunshots.
Why didn't you call security?
To be honest, though, the noise was quite frightening. I never imagined the gunshots might be real. And I was in quite a hurry myself. I left the crime scene at once.
So it really was Darian's voice that she heard. Yeah. At least she certainly thinks it was.
I met Maki before my debut as Lamar. I was singing in a restaurant in Boginia, and he was playing the piano? Yes. He was very kind to me when he learned I could not see.
Is that when you started playing opposites? With Maki pretending he couldn't see?
No, it wasn't then. That began after a major debut. After I became known as the landscape painter in sound.
Must have been tough for Maki, pretending he couldn't see after all, and all the while acting as your eyes.
We held hands always. He would write with his finger on my palm to signal to me things I should know. He is smart, gentle boy.
I think I see where she's getting at. Maki would never harm a soul. About Mr. Letou.
Ah, yes, he was an Interpol agent, I hear.
So you had no idea?
Of course not. No one did.
I guess that's what it means to be undercover. Someone was after him. They had to know who he really was.
Why did he pose as my manager? I do not understand.
You have no idea?
I can only assume that he was investigating me.
Excuse me.
But why?
What makes you think that?
Perhaps it is not so, but I cannot deny the possibility. Because my condition. As my present is veiled in darkness, so too is my past clouded from memory.
Clouded, right.
darkness that I fear is not the darkness that I see when I open my eyes. The real darkness lies in my heart.
In your heart?
I have no memory of the time before I became Noir. I awoke from darkness into darkness, you might say. I was singing in a restaurant those days.
What was it that she said about not being able to remember the light?
I do not know my past. Perhaps I committed some terrible crime in my past. Everything before becoming Noir is lost to me.
But I don't think you...
I can think of no other explanation. Why else would an agent of Interpol approach me?
Do you think your past might be related to this case? No way, that seems really unlikely to me. I mean, you're such a sweet person, Lamar.
I thank you. Maki, too, tells me this often when I fear who I might have been.
Do you think you could tell me about this?
I'm sorry, but my information about the outside world is somewhat limited. I only know what I've heard or felt.
Maybe that explains why she didn't react when I showed her stuff the other day. She was still pretending she could see them. Okay, we got a bunch of places. What's the governor's dressing room? Nothing. Okay, the scene of the crime. Nope. How about the stage? Okay. Alright. And we're starting this again. Because God forbid this place gives us... God forbid this game gives us any leads to go on. Sunshine Coliseum is sure living up to its name today. It's huge. And Mr. Gavin got to play on that enormous stage. And so jealous. Someday I'll fight my first battle on this stage. Battle? Well, yeah, it's a Coliseum, isn't it? They don't do gladiatorial contests at these places anymore, Trucy. Really? I had no idea. I wonder why they stopped. Sometimes I worry about her. Look, a blimp! There's balloons next to it that have ad banners on them. Let's see. Big sale. All shirts 50% off. Oh, it's an ad for the department store next door. What's that creature there? Oh, that's the police mascot, the Blue Badger. It's life-size. Haven't you seen them around town, patrolling the streets? Yes, even now, even Law and Order has a mascot. I'd run from that thing even if I wasn't a criminal. Why does its head wobble like that when it walks? It's freaky. I don't think you're showing the true Blue Badger spirit, Apollo. The Blue Badger's creepy. Lamar dropped a bomb in court today. It was Darian. Lamar said she'd never forgotten a voice, right? That's so cool. I guess. Is that thing called... What's that called again? Elephant ears? I bet that's what they're called. So I don't think that means what you think it means. And she has to be wrong this time. Wrong? Why? I mean, look. Those gunshots were right during the concert. That's right. I was burning up the dance floor at the time. Right. Did you happen to look up on stage? Maybe Darian even? You bet I did. He's one of the governor's guitarists after all. He's so cool. Oh. Right. All the governors had a rock-solid alibi. You couldn't have shot Mr. Lutu's backstage. But Lamar heard him, didn't she? She heard Darian backstage, right? Somebody's either wrong or lying very badly here. Interpol agent. I was wondering, what is it Interpol anyway? Huh? Interpol? They're the guys who catch the international criminals. Why can't they just call them international police instead of making up some silly name? Yeah. Anyway, you think he was investigating Lamar? What? Why would anyone do that? She's not a criminal, she couldn't be.
Don't be fooled by appearances, is all I'm saying.
But remember, I'm a magician, Apollo. I can spot a palmed coin at 50 paces.
I don't think we're that easy. In any case, we know he was working on something.
I wonder if it was something to do with... I wonder if it was something that has something to do with something. That something being a case, the last something, I mean.
Something like that. Frankly, the whole thing is making my head hurt. What's Mr. Lutu up to? Suzie, was that another one of your tricks?
It wasn't me. Can't even make Mr. Hat laugh like that.
Wherever the mundane gives way to miracles, a word is whispered. Gramir!
Hey, the other day.
Right. This guy.
We didn't imagine that, did we?
He was wearing a silk hat. Friend of yours?
Hardly.
We meet again! Nice to meet you. Who are you? Would you please stop smirking like that?
It's you, Uncle Valent.
Uncle Valent? Is your uncle?
No, silly. It's a great Gramir, Valent Gramir.
Wait a minute. Oh, there was a proper way of saying that name, and it just completely slipped my mind. Okay.
The Grand Magician.
Yes, it is I, the great Valent... Gramir. I'm just gonna keep saying Gramir. Valent Gramir, as seen on television. Could you please stop smirking like that? It's been a while, Miss Suzie. 7 years to be exact. My, how you've grown.
Good to see you again, Uncle Valent. You look exactly the same.
I hate to intrude, but what is a great magician doing paying us a visit? I believe it was you who wished to see me. So be quick with your questions. Do not quail, quake, or quiver. I am quite tame. Though my stardom may sear the lights, I'm quite down to earth when the need calls. Possess a certain aura for him, that's true.
Let's ask him about the case, Apollo.
His aura sure isn't lost on our magician in the making. He's practically drooling with enthusiasm.
After all, Uncle Valent's one of Daddy's best friends. That's why I call him Uncle.
What? Dad, you mean Mr. Wright?
No, I mean my real daddy.
His real father? Jesus! Alright. Talk about bombshells. Alright, we are going to end everything off for today. In the next... wait. I'm losing my touch here. In the next episode of Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney, Turnabout Serenade, we are going to talk to Valent Gramir and see what information that we can squeeze out of him. That's... yeah, I guess that's the way to put it. So, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys later.